Good evening and a pleasant welcome to another show tonight on the Rahim show. As you all know, I'm your host, Ricky Ali. And tonight we're just going to talk about what it means to say you love your country. What does it mean to love your country? And that's what we are talking tonight. And I'm going to share the number momentarily for you to call and be a part of the show. We're using Liberia as a case study. But if you're watching the show from a foreign country, other than Liberia, you also are welcome to participate on the show. We are just discussing what it means to, say you love your country. We are talking about a true patriotic thing. So if you want to be a part of the show, the number to call is 443-538-7620. And we also want to welcome our viewer on Facebook and YouTube for always following our platform. And if you are there flipping through Facebook, I know a lot of you tonight on Facebook right now, streaming and let's say going through your Facebook messages or so. Please, if you're watching the show, share the podcast, make some comment. We highly appreciate you for that. And we're going to provide you 5 different core elements that will signify someone who truly say he or she love the country. So we're going to give you that 5 core elements that represent a true patriotic thing about someone who truly love the country. But let me use the opportunity to commend our President Joseph Yoma Boakai for such an historic, achievement on the B1, B2 visa extension. We want to thank our president for doing such an incredible job. I think it's a milestone, and I want to salute him from the Rahim show for such a great achievement. I know more need to be done, but this is a truly, remarkable achievement, and I want to commend him for that. So thanks to our president for such a great achievement. More Liberians can take advantage of even using a 3-year opportunity to even come to America back and forth. So that is a great achievement. So folks, if you're watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to welcome all of you to the Rahim show. Tonight we are just discussing what it means to love your country. And as Liberian, I believe it takes the sense of national identity. To say you love your country, you have to do a lot more. And we're going to give you 5 different core elements that represent somebody who truly loves their country. So the number to call is 443-538-7620. Call that number and be a part of the discussion tonight. I just want it to be an interactive discussion, so you can call. You don't necessarily have to be a Liberian, but if you are watching via Facebook and YouTube right now, and you are from a foreign country, be it Ghana, Ivory Coast, what does it mean for you to say you love your country as a Ghanaian, as a Liberian? So the topic might seem to be, going Liberia way, but it can, mean a life for any other country. So be a part of the discussion. The number to call is 443-538-7620. And I know many of you out there who are watching the show, please, if you come across the show, please share the podcast, make some comment. We highly appreciate you for that. We're going to go through the core element, and we're going to explain a lot that inform you about what it means to love your country. So that's the topic tonight. If you're watching the show, please share the podcast, make some comment. We highly appreciate you for that. So when we talk about, what it means to love your country, what comes to your mind as a person who is watching? I personally believe that when we say what it means to love your country, it has to do with, a lot of things that you have to, do for your country. You don't have to be somebody who swing from back, that's a back and forth. No, you have to be consistent. As a person, you have to defend your national pride. You got to be proud that you're a Liberian. You don't have to go to another country and deny your nationality just because you are Liberian and you deny that. No, if you say you are a Liberian, you have to, defend your national pride. You have to know where you come from. So that sense of national consciousness, have to be something that you exhibit, for your country. Because what? We're going to go through the core element and we're going to elaborate more on what it means to love your country. But the number to call is 443-538-7620. Call that number tonight and be a part of the discussion. So let me go through the core element because of time. And most of our show online is very long, so we just come here and provide you information. And we also, want the show to be an interactive discussion. So if you are watching the show, please call that number and be a part of the discussion. The number to call is 443-538-7620. We are having an interactive discussion because what we want to see is we want to see better things happen for our country. We want to see better things happen for African. We want to see better things happen for all African nations. I believe Africa is the most richest continent. But why is it that we are, being referred to as a dark continent? Why is it that there are a lot of conflict, there are a lot of issues happening in Africa today? It's because of this sense of lack of that sense of national, identity and knowing the importance for our country and our history and our culture. So all of those things make us to have, the division, all the kind of thing. And we are saying that it is not good, to, divide, one another. We have to cultivate that sense of love for each other and build our country. And no one African can build Africa. Nobody else can build Africa. So we are encouraging people who are watching. If you are watching the thing from foreign country and there is a conflict in your land, I'm praying that God restore peace in that area. And we are also using that opportunity to pray for the people impacted by the hurricane. We know Jamaica and a lot of countries too have been affected by these hurricanes that are happening right now in life. And we are praying for people. We learned that about 30% have been victim. I've been a victim from the hurricane, and we are praying for the family, extending our prayer and talking to family affected by the hurricane. So, folks, we are discussing what it means to be, what it means to love your country. So that's what we are discussing. So if you want to be a part of the show tonight, the number to call is 443-538-7620. Call that number and let's have a great discussion. And I'm going to provide you 5 core elements to prove to you that when somebody says they love their country, these are some of the things that they have to exhibit. They have to, show. If you say you love your country, if you're trying to protect your national pride for your nation, these are some of the things that you have to do. And maybe many other things, but these are the 5 core elements that prove that you love your country. So I'm going to go through, all of them. It's a core element of loving one country. So we are going through core element. Last week we had a recap of some of these things, but we're going to continue to do these things because we want people to know that, you have that sense of responsibility to your country because you are Liberian. You cannot claim to be a Liberian and you don't love your own country. You don't even do what is necessary to bring about change in your country. You cannot do that. And most of the leaders, we are holding leaders accountable, especially leaders in position where they have been given an opportunity to serve. You are there to serve the people, not to serve your pocket. That's what I said last week. Lack of implementation, visibility have created so many issues in our country, and we want to see the change. And this government is trying their best, and we are praying for them because what we want to see is we want to see a better Liberia for a better Liberia, for all Liberia. We want to see a better Liberia for all Liberia. So let's go through the core elements that represent someone who say, "I love my country." What are the core elements? So we are discussing tonight. If you are watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, we are discussing what it means to say you love your country. What does it mean when a person say, "I love my country"? What does it mean? So we are saying we have 5 different core elements here. We're going to go through the core element to tell you what does it mean for one to say, "I love my country." So element number 1 say loyalty and pride. If you love something, you are going to be loyal to that thing. and you're going to be proud about that things. That sense of national pride. You know, this is my nation. I'm proud to be a Liberian. It's one way of telling people your consciousness, about your country. It's one way of telling people about the consciousness about your country, the love you have, the true affection that you exhibit for your nation, for your life, for your country. See? So loyalty and pride. You see, the feeling, the sense of attachment. You feel so attached to Liberia. You feel that without this country, I can't do any other thing. That is what we call love for your country. It's not the kind of love that people would say during campaign. They want to get into power. They tend to be different. No, that is not the kind of love Liberian deserve or Liberia deserve. No, that is not the kind of love. When you say you want to, go for this particular position, right, and you pursue people to, vote for you, and now these people vote for you, and thinking that whatever you say on your campaign trail is what you're gonna do. On the contrary, if you don't do that, then you are behaving like a functional illiterate, because what? It's almost like you know what is necessary, but you fail to do it. That's what they're trying to say. So loyalty and pride, feeling the sense of attachment to your nation, to its people, and their history and its value. Yes. See? If you know how important Liberia is, and you know how Liberia can become a better country in Africa, you will show that love as a leader. And this is going to all of our leaders in Liberia, all of you who serve in different capacity in Liberia. This is a challenge to every one of you. How can you say you love your country? You say you love Liberia. Then you are not, having that sense of national pride for your country to say, oh yeah, this is my country. I'm proud to be a Liberian, and I'm going to work tirelessly to make Liberia a great country. But instead, you are given an opportunity to serve. You are not even serving the people. You are rather serving your own pocket. That is not nice. That is the lack of implementation visibility. And that has led our country to many, many problems today. So, folks, if you're watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, the number to call is 443-538-7620. We are discussing what it means to say you love your country. And this is about Liberia, because we all want to see a better Liberia. So if you're watching the show, please call that number and just contribute to the show. That will help to make this discussion very interactive. So if you say you love your country, that's what we are discussing. As Liberian, I love my country. I love my country. Don't just say it from word or mouth. Implement it. Prove that you love your country. How do you prove it? We are discussing 5 core elements to prove one who say they love their country. And that's what we are discussing. Number 1 is loyalty and pride. If you love your country, you will be loyal to that country. You will not swim back and forth. No. You will stay loyal to your country. You will protect Liberia. You will defend Liberia. You will always protect your national pride. That is a proof that you love your country. That is a proof. If you are loyal to your country and you are pride, in that sense of attachment, you have that sense of attachment. You believe that, without this country, I can't do anything. Not without God first, right? But without this country, I can't, that's how you find yourself attached to the country, because what? You want to perform tirelessly to make sure that there are changes. Even if you have the opportunity as a leader, you want to make some changes. You want to see that, we don't go through what we call merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. That's the description other people have given, Liberia. And I tend to agree with them. We revolve into a cycle. Leaders after leader, we still see the same experience. Lack of, accountability, systemic corruption, and poor economic management. They have not taken us anywhere. We have seen the same thing repeatedly. So we want to see a change. We want to see that if you say you are a leader and you love your country, do. Don't just say by word or mouth, but do. Because that will help to change the trajectory of the present situation. So if you're watching the show, please call that number 443-538-7620. Call. Let's make a let's have a great interactive discussion. We are discussing how to make Liberia a better country. How do we make Liberia a better country? When we say we love our country, what does it truly mean to say I love my country? We in the diaspora, we are seeing a lot. When somebody says they love their country, they can go to the extra mile to defend our country. Do we have that same mindset? Do we have that same sense of attachment to our country, Liberia? Do we want to see Liberia being the same Liberia, like that Liberia years after years? We never had war equal to Rwanda. Rwanda had the worst case scenario. Just in 100 days, they had a worse situation. Today, see, they are emerging economy. They are doing a lot of great things. We want to see a better Liberia. Folks, we want to see a better Liberia. Most time when we having that kind of streaming platform discussing better things, a lot of people don't want to participate. But I bet you if I were doing a drama here, doing something that, draw people attention, you will see a lot of people coming, commenting, and want to even participate. Why do we always want to participate in an illicit environment or in an illicit, forum? Why? Why, when we are talking these kind of brilliant things to help develop our country, a lot of people don't even participate? Why? Why a lot of people are so afraid of doing the right things? Why? See, we are discussing things about loving our country, and our love, going to help to change the situation. Because if I say I'm a Liberian and I love my country, I have to, show it. I have to demonstrate my attachment to that, to my national pride. If I say I'm a Liberian, I have to defend Liberia to the fullest. I don't have to, swing back and forth. No. I don't have to be a political amphibian. No. I have to be consistent with what I want to do and what I said about Liberia. So loyalty and pride, feeling the sense of attachment to your nation, to its people. You are able to defend your people. You are able to defend your history. You are able to defend your value. And Liberia is one of the biggest, best country in Africa. You are able to defend that because what? We are doing the right thing and we are making sure that things happen for our country. So the number to call, folks, is 443-538-7620. If you're watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, call that number. Let's have a discussion about common denominator. And then for some reason, if you feel interested, you want to be a part of the discussion, you can reach out to me. We can come in studio and have that discussion about our country, Liberia. Another thing we have to look at as one of the core elements about someone who, say they love their country, what you need to do is critical engagement. And what do I mean by critical engagement? Acknowledge both good and bad aspects of your country, right? But at the same time, working to fix it. See, that is the issue that I think the president is taking that approach. And I want to, commend him for a little work he has done so far. And I'm praying that God gave him the strength and the ability to do more. But critical, engagement is very important. When you say you love your country, you got to engage in the critical, conversation. That critical conversation could be as much as you have bad and good, that have happened, but you are working to fix the problem. You are working to fix the problem. That is how you know somebody loves their country. Because you are not there creating another problem. You are there fixing the problem. And if you are somebody who fixes the problem, you are making sense. You are doing well. Because what? We don't want problem after problem, leaders after leader. We see the same thing. So that's what we are giving these core elements. And we are using these core elements to challenge our leader. We are challenging all the leaders in Liberia. The ministers, the senator, the representative, all of those people, even people who work in the private sector, the bank leaders, all the kind of thing. Because let me tell you, corruption is not only with government. It can also affect the society by even the private sector too. Can also be people who, corrupt the society. So corruption is on the, we are talking about on the aggregate. That's what we are trying to, talk about. On the aggregate, we want to see how it is curtailed. We know that there is no country that is corruption free, but the systemic, um, implication is bad. It's bad because it's a fake, activity that's supposed to be done. It affects so many other things when you have rampant and systemic corruption. So critical engagement is very important. If you say you love your country, you will engage into critical engagement. You see, the person that engaged in a critical engagement, the person that came to DC, met the president of the United States of America, and he was able to commend him and say, "Oh yeah, man, you speak good English." I was so, fascinated by, the president of the United States telling our president, "Man, you speak good English. Where did you learn English from?" So imagine that. Imagine a foreign leader commending your leader for speaking eloquently. Imagine that. So you see, that's a critical engagement. These are all things the president try to do to lob it. You got to engage in critical. Liberia had a lot of flaws or so. To fix the problem, you have to take critical engagement very serious. If you see you love your country, you got to engage into this kind of critical engagement because this engagement will help you, talk to a lot of leaders. Right now, I realize that I just heard that it's in Paris meeting with the French president. So all of these things are all critical engagement, to fix some problem, to solve some issue. So it's very important. And another core value here that state, what does it mean to say that you love your country? One is support for its people. You cannot be a leader and you don't represent your people. Most of the people who serve in those different, areas, that are being appointed, you are there to serve your people. You're not there because of, the money you want to make and just satisfy yourself. No, you are representing people, as a leader, because a lot of people look up to you. So if you don't do the right thing in Liberia, we will not see the change. And change will come about when the right thing is done. That's what I said. Liberia problem is lack of implementation visibility. And these are some of the things that have affected our country. If you're watching the show via Facebook and YouTube, I want to welcome you to the Rahim Show. We are discussing what does it mean to love your own country. What does it mean to say you love your country? So the number to call is 443-538-7620. Call that number and be a part of the discussion so we can have an interactive discussion. So we are saying here that we are giving you 5 different core elements for someone who say they love their country. These are 5 core elements that will prove that you love your country. And those 5 core elements, we said loyalty and pride. Feeling the sense of attachment. Make sure that you know that you are attached to a country. Your national pride. You're protecting Liberia. And everywhere you go, you are a Liberian. You're not going to sell Liberia. You're not going to corrupt Liberia. You're not going to do anything or betray your own country. No, because you have that sense of consciousness, being attached to your nation, your value, your history, the people, everything. You are being attached to that. That is how people know that you are a true patriot or you are practicing patriotism. That is how people know if you have that sense of attachment. So number 2, we said critical engagement. While it is true there are a lot of flaws and problems we have encountered in Liberia, but how do we fix that problem is because we want to engage in the critical conversation. This critical engagement is what our president have done, and he has achieved a milestone about now the B1, B2 visa has an extension to 3 years without any additional fee. That is a historic achievement. And I want to thank Jose Yoma Buaka for such, great achievement. So the next thing we're saying is support for these people. If you are a Liberian, you find yourself in a given capacity. You are there not for yourself. You are there to make sure that you are raising leaders after your con. You have to raise leader after your con. You can be leader somewhere, you only want to satisfy your belly. No, no. As a leader, be a replica of a good example. Be a replica of a good example. You know, be somewhere so that other people can see what you have done and marvel and say, yes, oh my God, this guy is great and he's doing well. That is the kind of leader we want to see in Liberia. Not a leader who would take money, take bribe, get his cut. No, all those things delay progress. A delay. It causes a lot of issue to affect the society. If you are there taking bribe, if you are there, trying to dupe the system, trying to do this one, all of those things will not help our country. If and only you say you love your country. And that's what we are saying. And the reason why I chose the topic, I just felt in my spirit that this topic is so important because we want people to really love their country. If you truly love your country, you will not mess up. When you are given an opportunity to serve, you will not mess up. You will not mess up. You will do the right thing. Because the right thing, let me tell you, it is a great game to do the right thing. Honestly, sometimes people take honesty to be stupidity, but honesty is very good because it is a great game. When you are honest as a leader, it is a great game because it will lay after you. Your character will move after you. It's very important. That's why when you serve in that kind of capacity, you serve the people. Be loyal to your country. Have that sense of consciousness that you are given an opportunity to serve and love your country genuinely. Love your country. Love your country. If you love your country genuinely, we see it different. Imagine all of those ministers, right? All of those, different directors, all of those people who work in different areas of the government, right? If they are just watching this podcast and they know these core values of how we should love our country and they are implementing the thing, imagine how Liberia is going to be for the next 3, 4, 5 years. But what we have had over the time, we have had leaders, but they have not made any difference. We want to see a better Liberia. Let me tell you, Liberia has a very small population. We are close to 5 point something million, in 5.4 or 5.5 million. Just a small population we have. If you look at Liberia, when I was in Liberia before I moved to the US here, I was when I was doing my course at the University of Liberia, we were doing a research, and I had to go to the All-Mill building on 6th Street. So when I went there, I met the white guy who told me a lot of things that blew my mind. Told me, he said, my man, let me tell you, right? You guys are students, but I would let you guys know that some of your leaders don't love this country. Imagine when they come here, all they want is they want to get a cut on certain deal before it happens. If somebody truly loves the country, we don't want to get a cut or get a deal aside from what needs to be implemented. Hey man, you don't love your country. If you truly love your country, I tell you, you'll not compromise. You will be loyal and you will have that pride of doing well for your country. I know, let me tell you, no job that will be given to you, it doesn't have a pay, associated with that job. No. You get paid as you do well. But it's a great game to be honest as a leader. Many people may think that honesty is stupidity. But I'm telling you, if you are honest as a leader, it is a great game because it will live after you. So I want to challenge all of you, leaders in Liberia. Ministers, some of my friends are ministers, deputy ministers. I know a lot of friends that I have in Liberia. And some of the leaders, like people who are in the lawmaker, judges and all the things, avoid the things about bribery, avoid the things about corruption. It will not solve any problem. I know no society is corruption free, but the extent, can jeopardize development. The extent can jeopardize development. So I want to encourage all of you. I'm using my podcast. This is a Rahim show, and I'm using this podcast to encourage and challenge all of you as a leader. Use the 5 core values to do something for your country, make a change. That's why I love Muhammad Gandhi. So if you say you want to see a change, you be that change. Be an example of that change if you want to see change. How can you profess to be somebody who want to see better Liberia, but in reality, you are a different color, or a camouflage, or a Camilla? You change color. No, you don't do that. You have to be consistent of what you say. If you say you will do this, do it. If you say you will implement this, do it. I know there are a lot of things sometimes that prevent people from doing a lot of things, but it's always important to be consistent. Lack of consistencies can make things to not achieve its full realization. So I want to challenge you. We are discussing, what does it mean to love your country? What does it mean when you say you love your country? What does it really mean? If you say you love your country, what does it really mean? And we are giving you 5 different core elements to prove that when somebody says they love their country, these are things they do. So leaders, we are challenging you. Number 3 is a civic duty. What is your civic duty as a leader, or as a minister, or as a representative, or as a senator, speaker, whatever you find yourself in Liberia, whatever given capacity? Or maybe you are a loan officer, maybe you are a teller, maybe you work as a bank manager, maybe you are whatever capacity you find yourself, or maybe you are a store manager. What is your civic duty to your country and its people? What is your civic duty? If you say you love your country, what is your civic duty? You see, participating in your community, voting, respecting the rules of law and the regulation of a country. Yeah. You cannot be a leader and you won't be exempted from retribution. No. And this is why lack of accountability have brought us so far in Liberia. A lot of people do things with impunity. They go without punishment. And if we create that kind of society, people will always do the same thing. If one group of people did something without impunity, another group of people will come to you and say, "Oh yeah," they'll point at those people and say, "Oh yeah, the people, they were there, they did their own time. Nobody will, point at us." You see, is that really a help for our country, or is that something that's going to change, Liberia's story? No, it's going to just make us revolve into a cycle, the same thing. It's going to have a repetitive, implication on the development, and it's going to derail a lot of things. So that's what we are saying, folks. We are saying this thing. Nobody cared to watch the interesting topic we are discussing. But believe me, if I were talking about some other life story here and things, you see a lot of people flowing, coming back and forth to comment, to be a part. People love drama. That's how a lot of people came to go to those kind of places. But what we are saying is using our voice to talk about something that is real and that is very valuable to our own society, to see Liberia a better country. So the last 5 core elements about what does it mean to love your country is working for improvement. See? You got to work for improvement because no country is perfect. Even the great America, every day you see, when I'm driving, the people are fixing the road. When I'm driving, some places that look bad, they're fixing it. Improvement. Every time you got to work for improvement. And devotion to the country that involves working to make it better, even during difficult times. That is what you do. During challenges, you are working to make your country better. You come to the USA, you see how the people control law, you see how the city law, you're my age. And then when you go back home, they give you position, you eat the money, you can't spend it on the side. Are you making your country better? What are you doing to see the same thing happen to your country? You only admire the Western world, but you don't, implement the same things in your own country. So that's what we are discussing. What does it mean to love your country, folks? So we are calling on you. Prove that you love your country by doing the right thing. And that is how we're going to see changes in Liberia. So I want to encourage you folks, just for a short time we have here, to just share something. This is a new topic we introduced here on our platform to just encourage people to challenge most of our leaders, challenge most of the people in authority, most of the people holding any kind of given capacity in Liberia to be able to do the right thing. Because if we do the right thing, we see changes take place. And we see the livelihood of our people being changed gradually. It doesn't happen. It's not a rocket science that just happens, one time. It takes, time upon time, effort upon effort, and the collaboration of everyone doing making the country to be better, working to improve rather, will help change the trajectory of our country. Folks, that is how we come to the end of our show tonight. I want to thank all of you for continuing to support our platform. I want to say thanks for your support. For some of you who follow us via Facebook and YouTube, thank you for your comment. Thank you for your like. We appreciate all of you. Until then, we will see another time. But stay blessed and make sure you be the change you want to see. Good night.